If your efforts are not yielding what you want, I want you to listen to this video. Thank you for tuning in our broadcast today of You Are Enough. In this season, I want you to learn how to give God what you have. Just like the Shunammite woman, when all she had was her last meal, and she took heed to the word of the prophet. And whenever you take what you have and you give it to God, God is going to multiply that. If everything that you're doing, if it's not yielding the results that you think it should yield, turn that thing over to God. Give that situation to God. Give what you have. Whatever's in your hand, give it to God. Whatever that you're trying to do and it's not giving you the results that you want, trust God with that thing. Because one thing about God, he may not come when we want him to come, but I can tell you from experience, God will be there right on time. God works on his divine calendar, not ours. We are in time and God is in eternity. And I know it may seem like to you that it may be the end of the world. It may seem like things are being prolonged, but things are not being prolonged. God is just getting things in order for you, because God is going to prepare a table for you in the presence of all your enemies. If it's taken a long time, that shows you the value and the magnitude of what God is getting ready to allow you to have. If you've been waiting for a very, very long time, God is not going to disappoint. I can tell you from experience, family, I know how you feel. I've been where you are. But when you get what you've been asking God for and it's taken a long time, you're going to appreciate it and you're not going to lose it. So many people get the blessings and they get it real fast. They get it real quick and they lose it because they didn't have to fight to get it. Whenever you fight for something, you're not going to be so apt to lose it. You're going to want to keep it because you're going to understand what it took for you to get it. See, God is just training you. Wherever you are, God is training you, God is purging you, and God is teaching you how to keep your spirit man strong in the midst of adversity, in the midst of your opposition, in the midst of every challenge that you will face in this world. God is training you and he's teaching you how to be strong. He's teaching you how to appreciate even your wilderness season. God is teaching us that there are blessings in your wilderness experience. You don't have to be on the mountaintop to be blessed. It's a blessing to go through. It's a blessing to suffer, because in our suffering, we're going to learn obedience to God. We're going to learn so much about ourselves that we didn't know. We're going to learn so much about God that we did not know. God is going to allow things to unfold in your life. God is going to open up things for you. What has been closed, God is going to open these things up. What has been hard for you to access, God is going to remove that hardness. He's going to remove it. That difficulty, God is going to remove that difficulty. It's been a long time. It's been taken forever in your eyesight. God said, just hold on, because I'm preparing a table for you. God is preparing a feast. God is preparing a banquet table with every delicacy that you can even imagine. So let him do it, because you're not going to be disappointed. You're not. When you see what God has been preparing for you, when you get it, all the time you waited, all the time you have been just sitting, waiting, working, believing, planting, sowing, being obedient, you're going to thank God he let you wait that long. It's a blessing when you wait, because you're going to appreciate it. What you're getting ready to get, you're going to appreciate it, and you're not going to lose it. You're not going to be so apt to let the devil come in and take what God has given you, because you're going to think about all the sleepless nights you had. You're going to think about how long you had to wait. You're going to think about all the suffering that you had to endure, and you're not going to let your blessing slip through your fingers. You're not. God is preparing something big for you. God is preparing something amazing for you. You got to be prepared. You got to be able and be in a position to handle what God is getting ready to give you. We ask God for so much, and we have to be in a position where we can handle what God is getting ready to give us. God is just preparing your family. God said, I didn't forget about you. I'm telling you today, God didn't forget about you. He didn't cast you away, and he didn't just put you to the side. No, he didn't. If your life is not yielding the results that you want, God say, turn that situation over to me. God say, give that situation to me. Don't let God be your last resort either. God need to be your first resort. Don't let God be your last resort. Let God be your first resort. I'm telling you, things have to begin with God and they have to end with God. They got to start with God, Because if it starts with God, it's going to end up right. If it doesn't start with God, it's not going to end up right. You think about all the things that we try to give birth to that God didn't tell us to do. But sometimes God will lay his hand of favor upon that and he will bless it. God is not obligated to let anything live that we birth out of our flesh. Just to let you know that. It could be a business that God didn't tell you to start, but because you believed God, he'll put his hand upon that. We got so many things that we need to thank God for. So the word of the day for you is, if you are trying so hard to yield results and you're not yielding those results in whatever area in your life, God said, turn that thing over to me. God said, don't doubt me. Don't doubt me. Have faith, believe. It hurts God when we don't believe him. It hurts God when we don't take him at his word. Why would you take God at his word? Why do you think you can't take God at his word? Because somebody else let you down? Because you see how God bless somebody else faster than you? It has nothing to do with your blessing. That walk with that person has nothing to do with you. We all have an individual walk. Yes, God will bless us corporately and collectively, but individually, God said you got to wait, because you got a big blessing coming. So I got to prepare you for this. God said, I'm getting things set in order. I'm getting things set in place for you. I'm telling you, family of God, just wait and be patient, because God is not done. God is working. God is working behind the scenes of your life, and you just can't see it yet. This is where your faith is going to have to kick in. Your faith has to kick in when you know who you are praying to, and you know his power, you know God's ability, and you know the love he has for you. And when you know the character of God, when you know the heart of God, just praise God and thank God for whatever you've asked him for, because he said it gives him pleasure to prosper his servants. It makes God happy to prosper you. It doesn't bring God joy to see us suffer. It does not. It doesn't bring God joy when we have lack. That's not in his house. And God told us that wealth and riches would be in our house, family of God. As it is in heaven, so shall it be in your own home. Read the biblical book. Read the Bible. Read in the descriptions of heaven. What's in heaven? Don't you know heaven? It should be in your home. Heaven should be in your home. And I declare today that heaven will be in your home, family. Just hang in there. Just wait and be patient. Don't get ahead of God. Whatever you do, don't let the devil cause you to get ahead of God, because that's going to be a mistake, and you're going to have to start all over again. Don't do that. Don't get ahead of God. Just be patient and wait on God. God is going to be on time. It may seem like he's not coming. He's coming. He's preparing things for you. He's getting things in order for you. He's setting things in place for you. He's getting the right people in place for you. And he's getting you ready to meet these people. God is getting you ready, because he doesn't want you to get in the midst of this great blessing that he's getting ready to give you and you spoil it. God has to teach us how to act, family. God has to teach us. This is why a lot of times we are alone. We're in that season of quietness and silentness and being alone, because God just can't afford for us to mess this up. Don't you mess this up. Team Nikki G and all my family here who love me and support me, don't y'all mess this up. I'm telling you, from my heart and the love that I have for you, the agape love that I have for all of you, don't you mess this up. So many people have entered your life and messed your life up. Don't you mess up this, what God is getting ready to give you. Before you mess this up, you think about what the devil took you through. You think about how long you went through that hell. You think about how people took from you and left you almost dead, left you dry. But God always left you with something. Even when people took from you, God left you with something. God will never leave you without. I don't care what people took. They didn't take all your dignity. They didn't take all your self-respect. They didn't take all your confidence. They didn't take every dollar you had. I don't care if you had $1 left. That's enough for God to use and multiply. Give your little bit to God so God can make much out of it. That's all you got to do. God going to do exceedingly and abundantly above all you can ever ask or think, according to the power that worked down on the inside of you. I want you all to do me a huge favor. I'm grateful to all of you who have subscribed to our channel. If you're viewing, you haven't subscribed, hit that red button and follow us here on YouTube. Like the videos for me, family, because it helps us reach a bigger audience for God's kingdom. If you appreciate what we do daily for the Lord on our channel, subscribe and like and share for me. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Nikki McCray. I'm telling you, your life is going to yield great results when you give it to God. Are you going to turn it over to God? If you're going to turn it over to God, I want you to hashtag it. I'm turning it over to God. And when you turn it over to God, don't take it back. When you give something to God, don't take it back. What causes us to give it and take it back? Fear, a lack of faith, a lack of belief, thinking that we got to help God out. No, the best way we can help God out, family, is just to have faith and believe and go on our business. The more you try to make it happen, it won't happen. God said the blessings going to run you down and overtake you. Do you believe that? The blessings of the Lord are literally going to run you down and they're going to overtake you. They are. So get yourself in position and stay in position. You got to be in the right place at the right time, because you don't want the blessing to pass you over. You don't want this to pass you over. I want your testimonies. Don't y'all get scammed either on this channel. Y'all see these scammers in the comment section of our videos? Don't leave them there. Delete them and just continue to report them. I'll talk later. Bye-bye.